we are, another Wiersmerica podcast, a blue collar podcast. My co-host Davey Newton, and we are talking about trades lingo and what you call your co-worker. Now, Dave, you want to start us off? Where are we going to start with this? What do you call some of the names you call your co-worker?
Today we're going to touch on a few words that I think are pretty universal.
Universal, yeah.
And I guess today we'll start with the dog fucker.
The dog fucker, yeah. They're renowned, and the thing is about the dog fucker, it's very versatile because it's just not there's not one type of dog fucker, and there's a variety.
Yeah, it's actually quite a broad term.
It's a broad term
of laziness.
And you can notice it in all trades: pipeline, framing, construction, carpentry, and basically you're watching a human being just be the worst he can be.
The laziest version of themselves.
We're talking.
I don't know where the dog bit came from.
Me neither.
If anyone wants to fill us in on
yes,
that, we'd like to know.
When did it start?
We understand the term and what it means.
We got it.
We might have been called it once or twice, but I'd like to know where dog fucking came about.
What year did you, like, as an old timer, what year did this begin, the dog fucker?
Yeah, mine was probably when I was an apprentice.
Yeah, no, it's been renowned since I was a child.
I had a whip on me the whole 4 years of my apprenticeship, so I don't think I was a dog fucker. They called me it nonetheless. I don't know, man. We got worked pretty hard back then, but I don't know. I'd like to know a little more about the origin of it, to be honest with you. If anyone has anything,
enlighten us. So we're gonna start with the first one. That was going to be the Kit Kat. Now this guy always needs a break. He's always waiting for the break. He's looking for 10 o'clock. And as soon as it arrives, he's gone. Whether you're knee deep in a process or a step, 10 o'clock hits, and he's gone.
Yeah. Don't mean to pick on these guys, but it is typically a smoker. It typically is a smoker.
Yes.
Or if he's not, he becomes one for these breaks to happen. I hate to pick on you guys, but you know, some of my employees are hard-working smokers, and they don't do this, but typically they are a smoker.
Okay, so we got the smoker.
Yeah.
Next dog fucker is Justin. And this guy does just enough to not get fired. And it's so frustrating because you look at him and you want to get rid of him so bad. And you're an owner of a company. Explain your experiences with Justin.
They always want you always want more. You know they have more in there, and you think you can suck it out of them. And then, fuck it, it's an art form. They literally do just enough.
And it's the day you're like, I'm going to get rid of him. I'm going to get rid of him. And
you know what? 2 days of absolute bullshit from this guy, he's gone. The next day, he's the first one there. It's like he knows. He sensed that his time was up. And next you know, it's like, I knew you had this in there. You beauty, you know? And then you get that for a whole day. And then,
you're like, this guy's really changing around. I gave him a talking to, and he's really going to change it around.
I told him I was so impressed with him, but I just remembered that one good day, but the 4 shit ones he gave me before that, I somehow forgot about them.
The dog
and then
fucker.
It basically happens every couple of weeks. That same just enough. Justin.
Okay, the next one is Motion Light. Now this guy, he is hated amongst many because if he's good at it, he can look like he's a good worker. But not to the crew, but just to the leader. And if he's good, he can do a really good job of, you're trying to shit talk him, but the guy's like, I always see him working.
I don't know what you guys are seeing. I've had to go the opposite way where every time I looked, the guy was doing nothing. But then the crew vouched for him. And I was like, this ain't making a lot of sense.
Opposite Motion Light.
Yes, and you know, finally I caught the guy doing all the things they said he would do. So opposite Motion Light. But
my God.
Yeah, typically the Motion Light is hated by other employees. And they have a hard time telling you why they hate the guy. He's a dog fucker. That's what he is. And then but I don't know, when I see him, he's always moving. he's got purpose when I see him. So.
Yeah, the next one. This guy, I know many of them, especially from the patch. E.T. just wants to go home.
Yeah, a lot of BC workers are like that. 3:30, and you're seeing taillights.
Yeah, oh my
It is
god. Yeah,
taillights.
working with you, man, holy
3:30
crap.
and
The
they-
boys are leaving fast.
Yeah, the trades are like, I will be here at this exact time, and I will leave at this exact time.
It's been like, such a weird change. When I first got into, I guess, trades, blue collar working, the pipeline, the patch, oh my god, like, we would do like 12, 14, 16, 18 hours, like, and it was like, if you didn't do it, like, you are a little bitch.
Dude, I
And
never
then-
had a big enough set of balls on me to ever ask what time
Yeah.
I was going home.
It's just,
I never, ever packed up till I was told to pack up.
and,
But there wasn't a lot of work back then, so...
right. So, and I don't know what happened to it. Like, it's like our mothers got in there and they're like, concerned, constantly concerned. Like, is everything all right? It's just like, no. Like, let's just, what happened?
I'd like to know. You guys got any answers
Yeah,
for that?
we
I'd like to know
actually-
why that happened.
What happened to I would say the balls, like the manliness of working, where it's just like, let's push it to the max instead of let's see how soft we
It's
can
kind
be.
of weird. We need more money now than we did back then, but guys are willing to work less.
Yeah.
And they
But
they
complain
figure
more.
you'll pay them more to make up for that. It's like, did you not listen to your grandfathers and your dads, all the hardships they went through? Did you not listen to those stories that they weren't just given this stuff?
No.
They had to do the extra.
And it was just normal. Like, and
Everyone
there was no
Everyone did it.
There was no gold star. It's just like, no, it's just like, we're not gonna go into.
And that's
a
when
job
houses were
done.
cheap. They worked like that when houses and food was cheap.
Yeah,
Now it's expensive and no one wants to do it.
it's crazy.
I don't know. We need to figure it out.
We need to figure it out. Okay, next one. The goldfish. He's not the brightest cat in the bag. So with him, you'll tell him a task, and then the next day you'll have to tell him again. And the next day you'll have to tell him again. It's like Groundhog Day every day.
Yeah, the 3-second memory.
The 3-second memory.
They don't last long.
No,
They don't last long. Your patience really run out. You know, you gotta encourage them into working at other places, like coffee shops or Tim Hortons. You know what I mean? Like something where it's a little more dummy proof. Like you know what I mean? Like maybe construction's not for you. You know, like because
it has steps.
Yeah.
There's steps you got to follow.
or you need to just reevaluate your what you want to do with your life because it's probably not for you.
Yeah.
You can't remember stuff. Go find something you like doing and remember things.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
The thing about the dog fuckers, like, some of them aren't like trying to be shitty, you know. Like, I don't think the goldfish is ever trying to be shitty. He's just not very smart, or maybe he's just not smart in that technical aspect of life.
Maybe his parents gave him too much.
We don't know.
Maybe. I know a lot of father of 2 sons. You know, I want to make my kids' life better than mine was, and I had a good life.
Right.
So I'm kind of in the reverse, where I'm like,
You gotta make it harder.
I gotta not harder, but
You gotta make it harder.
I gotta be strict with them, and you know, my dad.
I would say
my
you
dad
gotta-
did things that, you know, I was fortunate. I had good upbringing. My parents taught me the right, you know, get up in the morning, go to work.
Yeah.
You'll get what you put in. That's
Damn right.
you know, I gotta, you know, my kids will have to learn that.
You gotta be hard on them,
Nothing
man.
will be given to them, right? They gotta earn every cent.
Goddamn right. Okay, next one. Foreskin. So this is when things get hard, they disappear.
Yep.
Hate that guy. So,
Yep.
for my example, on my end of things, working on the patch, we would have apocalyptic disasters. These disasters would just be, you know, rig breaking down, jaws breaking in -40, and then where is our buddy, the dog fucker? Well, he's definitely not out there suffering with us trying to get this bolt that broke off into the bloody nuts, and you're welding things and you're putting taps and it's -40 and you're scuffing your bloody knuckles. And he's nowhere to be found because things are really terrible. And he's one of my most hated dog
Oh,
fuckers.
that's like on the weekend there with standing walls. You get to a wall that has a little bit extra lumber in it. It's just a little heavier than the rest of them. And it's like, why do I have less people for this one than I did the other one? you really get to know you really get to know people. Like when the going gets tough, it's like, yeah, I know you're tired. You saw. We all are.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen.
No one wants to do this.
Oh, the crane doesn't reach that one. Well, how do we do it? By hand. I gotta go to the washroom. Yeah, you know, they always need to. They always need to take a really long crap when it comes time to lifting something, and it's like they look through the crapper vent to make sure you wait till it goes up, and then right as it's about up, they just appear. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, good thing I turned up. Well, you know, you guys are already dying, but you know, good thing I'm here now.
So, fuck that guy. The next one is Twitch. Now, Twitch, I wouldn't say he is a dog fucker, but he is definitely a character. He is the guy usually on gear. We're talking crack, or Mathiazzo's teeth that are always rotten. You know, they're not well. Yeah. He is a very, you know, twitchy.
Hard to hold a conversation with.
Yeah, and then he always has those stories about how he used to be one of the kingpins in Vancouver or whatever town he was from, but how he was running things, and then yada, yada, yada. Same story for every crackhead, how he was a top dog and not top dog anymore. Those guys, they're just unreliable. I wouldn't call them quite a dog. No. When they're rolling, they're doing pretty good.
They typically work hard.
They do work hard.
They usually typically good at if they show up.
Yeah, but it's the reliability. Oh, yeah. That is where it's the 3-4 day benders where they just disappear and they come back and try to bum smokes off you, and they have no money.
They need an advance. They need the advance. Hey, you're going to give me $50 till Thursday, and
I just got $7,000 paycheck, but I need an advance after 4 days. It's like what? So that guy's the best. So some of the wonderful sayings from trades, the patch, the blue collar workers is just another day in paradise. Now I promise you, when a guy from the oil patch says it's just another day in paradise, it is not paradise. I promise you that. How about you, Dave? When someone says that, is it just wonderful and peachy?
Typically they say it first thing in the morning, and then it is absolute sarcasm.
Yes,
it is not their day. They don't want to be there.
No. So it's not paradise. But when we say it, because it's the only thing we got to say. Fuck you,
another day in paradise.
Yeah. It's a lovely saying. One of my favorites. Yeah. Usually I say it when it's -40 and things are all unpleasant.
Yeah.
So, right, I forgot the bloody. So I'm sure everyone, Dave, you've heard this before too, but the coworker that says, "I've done my time, I don't have to do that shit no more." Now this guy is usually an older gentleman, who's doing a really shitty labor position.
Yeah.
And the reason why he has that position is not because he's done his time, it's because he's just a really shitty worker, and that's the only thing he's got. So he has like entitlement issues. Because I know, like, guys run companies, top of the food chain, who still put out, it done.
Still sweep the floor
because it's just like a job needs to be done. I want my site to look good.
Yeah, they pick and choose. These guys pick and choose what they deem as where their pay grade is.
Yeah.
And really they're worth no more than the $20 an hour guy.
No.
For some reason we're suckered into paying them $40+ an hour, and it's like, well, you're doing less than this guy.
Oh my
And I gotta fight you for everything. I gotta fight you to do everything.
It's awful. So the guy who says, "I've done my time," this guy is just worm to me. Worm. Oh, yeah. Okay, where do we got next? Oh, right. Now, this one is important. The boys. To be part of the crew, the boys, that means you have to sacrifice something. Because the boys is the greatest thing to be part of. The crew.
Becoming family.
You become family. You take care of each other. That means whether he's there with you in the worst time, covered in hydraulic oil, he's there with a hammer. He's reliable, dependable, and when shit hits the fan, you know you got your brother beside you. And we call that the boys.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this, Dave?
You know, you want to have beers with the boys after work.
One of my favorite things.
You know,
One of my favorite things is
your
that.
friends outside the workplace.
Yeah.
You know, your wives know each other. You know, like it's tight. It's tight. You know, 'cause a lot of the guys don't live around family. They've moved away. So, like for us, we all live away from where we grew up. So,
it's fact.
You know, and my family's halfway across the world. So, for me, it's beers with the boys.
Beers with the boys. But the thing is to become part of the boys is, first of all, you got to be enjoyable to be around.
Yeah.
You got to bring something to the table. And that's not only at work, but also in the personal space. So off work grounds. So you have to be an enjoyable person at work. So you have to produce, get the job done, be reliable. When a guy needs a hand, you're there like that. Not only that, when you're after work, you're there drinking with the boys. You got good stories, and you're never dragging anyone down.
Yeah, like I felt like if you just work hard, I think if you're a hard worker,
it's not
they make you one of the boys.
Yeah,
you get brought in. You don't get to choose.
So if you ever get to that status, you're doing well. You're doing your job.
Show up. You help every guy as you can. You never
buy
shy
around.
away.
Things simple as that. Simple as that. Now, a couple of dirty little sayings out in the trades is the old devil's dandruff. The what do you call it?
The dummy dust.
The dummy dust. A couple of hey, how you doings with the boys. Nose beers. The rips. Now, this product is basically, it's renowned for all industries.
Especially in North America.
Especially in North America, Europe. This, the old cocaine is basically it's renowned.
Almost forget what it's called. It's called so much other shit, right?
Man.
Tell us what you guys call it, where you come from.
What do you guys call it? Basically, work hard, play hard. Too. And basically, like, this product, like, I know some of the best guys who are on this stuff. But the thing is the guys that really move up the food chain to get to the top, they have their shit together. They have control. And the guys that kind of don't, they stay mid to lower pack just because it controls them.
Like the guys that are on it constantly, like every weekend, always on it, they stay where they are.
Yeah.
They never move forward.
Right.
The guys that are at the top, that go get into it hard, I've always found they never did it till they got there.
Yeah.
Once they got there, then they just came unhinged. And they came on. Like, I know some very successful businessmen that have absolutely just fallen off a ledge.
Really?
Oh yeah, they still own pretty good companies now, but from what they were 10 years ago to what they are now, I don't want to say the dummy dust is the reason. All I'm saying is they never did it on the way to the top.
Right.
That they got there and it all came unglued.
So on my side of things, I know some of the most successful people, and they use it, I wouldn't say as a tool, but basically when they party, they play hard, and when they work hard.
Yeah.
And it is, they found a way to balance it, and they're just highly effective, highly efficient people. And they're it doesn't own them like it owns some people that I've met, and it really does. It's a horrible thing to see when that product takes control of someone. Anyone who's been in the trades knows there's a guy who completely got owned by it, where it's a horrible thing, and none of us want to see that, but it's definitely out there. There's a lot of sayings, and we want to hear your sayings because there's a lot of lingo on that one. Now, yes, this one. Now, I learned this when I was in the drilling rigs, and that is the cunt hair, or the bee's dick. So, and this represents a very small distance. That could be an inch, quarter inch. Yeah. And basically, like, what we really want to know about this saying, and we don't want to say it too much, but the cunt hair, is where did it start? So we're talking to the old boys right here. When did you first invent this word? Like, what year did you start hearing this? Like, because, I mean, it's been around since I've been alive.
It's been around my whole career.
Yeah,
I think it probably came from somewhere England. I'd like to know. I'd like
Yeah,
to know. I'd
yeah,
like
you
anyone
wanna know
overseas
England,
watching. I'd like to know Australia,
Canada,
where the
America,
word is
like where did
used
it come from,
often.
and why? It's like what's
Yeah.
so thin about that hair?
Yeah,
It's an
exactly.
interesting thing where that
Or
particular
a bee stick, right? I get it. It's small. and
yeah,
it's
bees very
increment.
small, so
Yeah.
we get that, but like who? Like who?
Where did it
invented
start?
Where did it start? Like someone take credit for this. I want one name.
Yeah, yeah.
Who took credit for this? So that is a very renowned saying. Now the next one, everyone knows this guy. He is the hothead.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys that I've met are usually on juice steroids. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
And these guys will they will
Switch. They're just a switch.
They're just an explosive piece of dynamite.
Oh, it's dramatic. Like it is so dramatic with those guys.
It's so funny. Like I remember we had a juice monkey, and he'd be using power tools, and what we'd do is we'd unplug him just to see him explode, and he would just lose it.
Most irrational
Oh my
way
God.
they can,
So, and then the thing is, when you explode like that, it shows a lack of control, which puts a target on you. So it's just like, okay, like what can we do to poke the bear, you know?
Yeah, but do it from a distance.
Yeah.
Do it far enough away that he can't grab me. Yeah, because you just never know. It just click, and they just snap, and it's like shit. Get out of the way.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, next one, the liquor hound.
The old guy.
The old guy. So
The old guy. Yeah.
So the liquor hound is basically that old guy who's an alcoholic. He doesn't go out with the boys. He stays in his room, gets pissed drunk. He's got that big, juicy, what is it?
The red nose.
The
like,
red.
It looks like he's about to pull Santa's sleigh.
Yeah.
Like he is like just
Red.
burnt. Like you can see the scarring on it. Like, wow, how bad was your acne? But it's just from having the liquor vapor that close to his nose for so many years that his nose is in that condition. Now, I personally know a few guys like that.
I know a couple liquor hounds.
I know a couple of them, and they just drink at home. These
Yeah.
guys are 12 a night. 12 a night.
12 a night.
Like, a night. Like,
they call it the casual 12-pack.
a casual 12 pack.
Casual 12-pack, yeah.
So these guys, but they're not drunk. It's just how they function.
Yeah.
They can't sleep unless
It's
they
the
do it.
nose. The nose always gives it away. That's how you know
Yeah.
you have a liquor hound. Now,
Yeah.
the last one is the animal. The animal is a high-functioning fuck-up. Now, this guy, basically, every second day, he gets absolutely obliterated. He has to work in high-paying jobs, so like the oil patch is a great example. Anyone in the oil patch knows a high-functioning fuck-up. So basically what he does is every second night, gets an absolute blitzkrieg. We're talking no sleep, and somehow manages to function at a semi-normal rate.
You even try and make them work an extra 2 hours just to see if it's possible, and
he
they
does
fucking do it.
It's like he has this like self-hatred.
You will wear out before they do.
Yeah,
It's like, how is
yeah.
this even possible?
It's crazy. I for example, I had a guy in the past. His name was I'm not gonna say his name, but it starts with a J. It's like Just, and then it's like Oost. And this guy, high functioning fuck up. And he got absolutely blitzkrieg wasted. He drank all the other guys' liquor in the room he was sharing. He comes to work and I'm like, I'm gonna punish this guy. And the guy took it like a boss. I turned on the heaters in the pump house, threw him in the pump house, and got him to scrub the ceiling. And he just did it. And he's just sweating the liquor out. And I'm just like, this can't be possible.
You were helping him.
I didn't want to. I put him in the generator and made him scrub. The generator is the loudest building on the rig, so it's like 83 decibels. It's double hearing protection. And I put him in there, and he tried to sleep.
Oh my god.
That's how. But he kept going. Oh my god.
Man, I had one of those high functioning alcoholics on my side.
Yeah,
Like, great guy, really hard worker, just victim of booze, right? Like just straight, couldn't turn it off. I had the Budweiser. Now, man, I don't know how many summers I hadn't cleaned out the box on my truck for a while. I don't know how many summers this thing had been bouncing around, but it looked like it had some savage hail damage on it. I don't know how it didn't explode because half the other cans that were back there exploded and stained my box. But he was putting some things in the back of my truck and he found this can.
No.
And I'm talking, man, it's got to be 40 degrees. It's Celsius. It's hot. Like, I mean hot. Middle of the Okanagan summer. Piss warm. And like hot. Like, it was a hot beer. Not a warm beer, a hot beer. And he grabs, he goes, "Are you drinking this?" I'm like, "Man, I seriously didn't know it was back there." He cracked it and he drank that thing like fucking that. Like, I don't think I'd ever seen anyone drink a beer so quick.
Disgusting.
He puts it down. The can's so beat up that he didn't even really have to. He just scrunched it like this. Like, it was like a piece of paper. It was so beat up. I don't know how it was still intact. But he pounded this beer back and he was like, "That was delicious." I didn't see him for 2 days after that. That one hot beer sparked this fucking 2-day bender. Like, Jesus. So, and he worked like a dog. Like,
Was he smart?
No, not too smart, I guess, but smart enough. Like, you know, a lot of potential. He's one of those guys that, you know, man, I wish life had dealt you
Different hand.
a different decision-making skills. Because the guy's could have been anything you wanted, right? Could have been anything.
So talented.
Talented.
God.
Very naturally talented. And just victim of the booze, I guess.
Man, that's like the...
And drugs, whatever he got his hands on.
Yeah, when you go, when they blow, and that's one of the worst things about this. So, like, basically, the moral of the story is, like, don't be a dog fucker, because if you get labeled, that's no good.
Well,
you don't want to be.
You can't get that off.
Yeah,
that one's almost brand.
You have to lead. You have to lead the whole company.
Yeah. Start fresh. That one, it's like a brand.
It's a brand, and then the you gotta have your shit together, man. Because if you get labeled as a liquor hound or a drug addict, it is just so. It's all the things you kind of learn as through time not to do. And that's the gist of the lingo, the names.
If you guys have anything you want to add to it,
Yes,
we'd like to know some more. We'd like to adopt a few more to our
absolutely
resume here, and we can get them on the podcast. If you want to attach your name to it, we can give you a shout out.
And we need to know where those origins came from, because super interested in that.
Yeah, the small increments, the bee's dick and the other one there.
The something hair.
The hair.
And then and the last one would be where did the dog fucker originate from? Like
why a dog?
Why
it rolls off the tongue well.
I like it. Big fan. One of my favorite scenes. But that's us.
Yeah, that's today's podcast.
And